placing so consistently in those Challenger Cups is basically finally getting the opportunity to play for a Pro League pot at the end of every single month. And let's not forget, this is going to be across all regions. So it's going to be CIS has their own dedicated one, hence why we're here right now. EU will be coming up after that, where I believe the players in EU are Foxy Grandpa, Azadamazi I think might be in there as well.
Jimunene and Upkick Spam. And Upkick Spam, I'm going to get that wrong a lot, because I stutter a little bit when I'm saying certain names, and that is going to get me today, I can guarantee.
Spam.
But regardless, another opportunity of a player that we've seen attempt the Pro League a lot, but has never made top 8. Here is his opportunity to show us what he's got. So should he make top 8 in the Pro League itself, we'll have a little bit more to go by, and obviously those of you at home watching will know a little bit more what to expect. But almost, I would see the Challenger Cups as a nice way to really test the waters onto whether you really like entering the Pro League, or if you like competitive play in general. Because if you're playing for just money, and you know the Challenger Cup as across both systems, and each region gets its own dedicated area of the Challenger Cup, I would see it as the perfect starting point to realizing if competitive play is for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely it was just one of those added elements. I believe we have actually managed to get into a room with stosn and Dangus, so we might very well be playing the second semi-final match.
I assume what's going to happen is we're just going to play the second winner semi-final, and we'll try and see if the players can sort out their issues while we do this one, so we don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer than necessary. So we're going to have stosn versus Dangus. Dangus is... I'm not sure if we've touched on this before today.
KGBID would speak about him a lot,
yes,
I believe.
a lot. But I know that we were saving this for when these guys played, but I guess we'll go straight to it now. Dangus was a very consistent War God Kotal Khan player in Season 2, but he did have Bone Shaper Shinnok from matchups that he just didn't like. It's been a long time since we've seen this guy play, and I have no idea whether he still plays them, if he's made the change, whereas stosn, we saw just last week, has a mean Jackie Briggs.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the only reason I believe he was sent home by Irish Mantis. So I mean, you know, that's
beating Madzin, who ended up being Foxy Grandpa.
Exactly.
So not bad.
In that exact week, when you get taken out by the one guy that literally defeated everyone, I mean, that's definitely nothing to be ashamed of at all. But I mean, he's probably going to be rocking full auto. He does play shotgun as well, and he did actually make the change to shotgun after, I guess, being 2 games down against Irish Mantis to really try and go toe-to-toe. But I think the variation that stosn goes for is going to be pretty much entirely dependent on what character Dangus picks. Now, his actual player background, that's one of the things about doing commentary, I think, preparing these matches. Even if we've not seen a player play for a long time, a lot of players, if they main a character, that will generally kind of be their player profile, you know, because they like to show the world that that's the character they play.
But then Dangus has the American flag banner. He's from CIS.
Maybe
so not
he
always.
just likes America.
I mean, he has got Kotal Khan's face and the toasty toast, which I can definitely get behind. But
the toasty toast.
If we're gonna predict this as being Jackie Briggs versus Kotal Khan, I would expect he's gonna go full auto, just because the machine gun by itself as a single projectile actually breaks armor quite effectively by itself as a single special move. I know she's got fast normals to do it as well, but just there we go. We're going to character select right now.
Dangus is actually still going to be rocking War God Kotal Khan. Now this is very interesting. The full auto pick, completely understandable. We are going to see potentially some armor breaking full screen. I mean, we know there's that kind of jump distance meter burn overhead sword that a lot of Kotal Khans like to do to catch projectiles. Whether that's going to work against full auto, or whether maybe because it goes low to the ground, you might even low profile some of those shots. But I haven't seen this matchup in a long time. One of the notable things is that Kotal Khan is going to have more reach. Just like that, Kotal Khan is going to have more reach in that situation.
Oh, scouts out the armored break up. So stosn already down on bar. Dangus has the 2 to go with, has the breaker available as well.
Oh, he's going to get good damage there. Catches him in the corner. stosn with no... Oh, wow! I don't even know what that was. Tries to go for the low shot. Dangus missing that with margins.
Nice blocks from stosn as well, though. Reading the 50-50s just right. Hasn't got the... didn't want to spend the bar to interrupt it, but still manages to get himself safe.
Okay, so he's going to keep him in the corner.
Knocks him over. Wow. And there we go. Kotal Khan has the corner pressure. I mean, full auto really... It's not all about the machine gun, but it's nice to have the distance to be able to utilize it if you can. But already back to the corner. Dangus, no, whiffing a lot of normals in stosn's face.
Interesting situation. But the thing is, this is quite a common thing. Dangus has done a really good job of, and just like that, keeping him in the corner. He's going to go for the overhead right there. Tries to catch it slightly lower, but unfortunately that is going to whiff.
Oh, wow.
stosn using one of the only things he can do to get out of those plus frames. Here comes the plus frames again. Goes for the reversal. One of the buffs to Jackie Briggs, making that much safer on block. Catches the low. Nice conversion as well, getting nice, respectable damage. Oh, catches the low again. Good block there from Dangus.
Oh, whiffs it as well. stosn's going for the punish. Oh no, but that's actually quite good for stosn. Does get tagged by it, but isn't going to get launched, and that's the thing you want to keep yourself safe from, so it is going to keep himself safe for now.
Interesting situation right now. He's going to go in, catch the... Oh, nice reversal! Dangus, he has to break that situation. I mean... Oh, and he goes in and catches the string. Okay, that's going to be game 1.
That was actually
Dangus.
a really swift game 1.
Now, the question is, what is the adaptation that I think stosn's going to have to make? Because the reality is, he just got caught by the limbs. That's one of the strengths, I think, of KGBIDangos. Is basically just the fact that it's as a neutral base, KGBIDangos is going to have just the natural increased range. Like, I know Jackie Briggs is going to have a projectile, but the reality is War God's got massive old limbs and quite a few advancing mids. You know, the back one being such a strong tool, throwing a 50-50 on the edge of those. stosn's going to have to spend a lot of meter to just try and interrupt those, making sure that you don't actually have to take that 50-50. So I think in this matchup specifically, he just needs to try and implement more of his own sort of, I would say 50-50 game, but again, he has to watch out for that reversal. Speaking of reversals, stosn's going to spend his only bar of meter to go in. Catches the low into low. Good block from Dangus right there. Acknowledging that string can only go in one direction. Trip guarding with the overhead as well. Dangus going to get a nice, respectable life lead there.
Oh, use the plus frames again. Oh no, he's going to use his only bar to try and get out of the pressure. I'm not quite sure if it's worth it because he is still in the corner.
That's one of the things that Jackie can do. Nice punish. Ryan, that's a run cancel. I'm not sure he's actually ready for that to connect. That's one of the questions again. Dangus. This is actually the side of Dangus that we saw from Season 2, which was, oh no, I don't think that was an intentional stagger. I'm pretty certain that stosn was trying to go for the plus frames, and just like that, chip damage. Chip damage. Cheeky little round right there from Dangus.
Oh, gets a jumping kick. At least has the corner pressure right now. Oh no, whiffs the overhead, but it's going to at least be safe. But again, forced to take the plus frames.
Oh, the wake-up air shot. That's totally fine. This matchup, I mean, we've seen the same thing over and over again. That's going to be good damage again. And I think Dangus, he's getting so much mileage out of that reversal. And again, stosn, he's going to go full screen. Has to play the defensive game. But Dangus is not going to make it easy for him.
Now, the interesting about that is how it's special cancelled into the armor on whiff, and that's actually a clean 2 games. stosn completely getting annihilated right now.
It's looking pretty bleak, but I think in this situation, to be honest, it's actually coming down to that reversal. That's kind of... We always had this kind of running joke among the P&D guys of KGBIDangos being a game of rock, paper, scissors, rock being the overhead sword. KGBIDangos is the master of rock. Like, almost, if there is, when it comes to fighting War God, if you think he's going to go for a meter burn overhead sword smash, he's probably definitely going to go for meter burn overhead sword smash. Like, we see it so much, and it's so unsafe on block, but the KGBIDangos players just knowing when to use it, you know?
Well, it's really interesting in the sense that normally with certain attacks, you can try and jump or, you know, neutral jump or try and backdash or do something to bait the armor. So even though, you know, sometimes it's safe, sometimes it's not, depending on the move, but that will catch you in almost every single situation unless you stand block on his wake up, which is going to give him the chance to get up, maybe make the most of his amazing normals. Obviously then, if you haven't got any armor, you're looking at 50-50 specials, so you are going to be at risk unless you just sit there and block. And if he does hit you, he has a crazy damage payout every time he actually gets a hit. I mean,
and again, just there's the rock right there.
But that's it. War God is, I would say, the definition of a Mortal Kombat X character. Everything you need in a good character in MKX, he really ticks the boxes. He's got good limbs, good mids, good armor, 50-50 specials. Again, some of them are more valuable than others, but the fact he has them is really helpful. He can stagger certain things. He gets a lot of setup. Like, he really is just a very stable and solid character in MKX.
I would definitely say so. I mean, a lot of his variations sort of cover this as well. I mean, as you can see, stosn's kind of trying to implement that, but that's what, again, one of the strengths of KGBIDangos. Although that's plus on block, you have meter that must be respected. Not going in, it does actually try and go for the conversion, but doesn't get it. stosn going to get, actually, it looks like he's playing quite flustered. He's going to go for a little bit of damage. Isn't going to drop it. That's going to be big, respectable damage, but again, has to watch out. And Dangus going for so many of those wake-up options. He's just starting to go for wake-up jump, because, I mean, it's such a likely option he's going to go for it. And that's really bleak. stosn getting completely mauled by Dangus. Gets the reversal. He needs to make this count right now.
But he has the meter burn projectile. He's chipped damage away now. He has to be really careful. If he gets the sword, that's the sword throw he's going for. Oh, tries to use the plus frames, doesn't quite get enough. Oh no, he's going to lose himself the game.
Oh my god, that was almost disastrous that he went for a jump. I mean, I completely understand why he went for the jump kick, just in case he tried to anti-air uppercut that. But I mean, if he went for a jumping punch, he'd have jailed it much earlier.
Oh, staggering it. stosn not biting. Gets a nice block on the overhead as well. Oh, and again.
And you're always going to be in danger of that meter burn counter poke as well. Court pressing buttons, good block. He's going to try and run in. Again, the range of Jackie Briggs. I'm not really sure what she can use to actually punish that overhead sword smash.
I'm not going to go as far as to say that she can't punish it, but I can see it being more difficult for her than others. Unless she uses standing form, I'm not quite sure if that's going to do it, but that's a really nice confirm from stosn.
That was 43% of a standing one, and he's going to get the low. Dangos has to break. stosn, signs of life here. There's the reversal as well.
Doesn't have a bar as well. I mean, he hasn't got a break because you have to be careful. But no, going to catch him trying to jump out. Dangos just needing to just sit there in that situation. But oh no, there's the brutality. That's one way of stosn to really bring this one back.
I like that brutality. I like it a lot.
I feel like Dangos is doing so many wake-up swords or just just the armored launches in general because he wants to be able to jump because, again, Kotal Khan has really good jump-ins as well. So I feel like he's trying to just condition stosn to get really just, in general, stressed out and flustered in situations where you're normally quite calm in the neutral looking for what to do. Kotal Khan just kind of really throws a spanner in the works in that regard, that he really does a good job at stressing you out from that sort of medium range, especially when his normals go further than yours.
Was the costume change to cosplay Scorpion Jackie Briggs the answer? Was this the secret to winning the set?
Maybe. I mean, maybe stosn just really likes the costume and so, you know what, it just doesn't feel right. Because say what you will, it's a cosmetic thing, but some players just feel more comfortable with different costumes. And that's just something fighting game players just have always had. He used his first bar to, armor the projectile. I mean, it worked. He got him the first bar.
Oh, and he's making it a little bit risky. Run into the 50-50, and there we go once again. There's so many plus frames on that meter burn up missile. You don't actually have to use any of your stamina to do it. He's going to stagger, but Dangos is going to catch the down forward. Tries to anti-cross up. That's going to be big damage. Trying to anti-cross up a character with such good jump-ins is always going to be a little bit risky. And that's a full combo punish. Not sure that was worth it at all.
But again, going back to just how much damage, 40% for one bar. Because he had two of those back-to-back, that's 80%. Oh, he's still alive. No, he manages to juggle him with a throw. And once again, Dangos on match point.
I think stosn was completely controlling that round, and he just threw it away with two very, very, very unnecessary reversals. Match point Dangos.
I just get out the corner though. Oh, that was a wonderful read and a nice confirm.
That's a big confirm. That's going to do good damage for a nice air to air there. Or catch it out of the air. And let's go the overhead again. One of the strengths of Jackie Briggs, hitting like an absolute truck in the corner. Just like that. That's 40%, meets almost 40%. Gets hit by the low. Doesn't confirm. And that, speaking of confirms, snatching that round right out of Dangos' hands.
You were going to say snatching and sneaking at the same time, weren't you?
I was. I didn't know what word I was going to use. I was going to keep him in the corner, and stosn's not going to let him get out.
Now, stosn just did to Dangos. Oh, wow, doesn't bite for it. That was really smart from stosn to just keep things safe. Not going for the whiff punish. Dangos wanted him to, and he just didn't bite. And he threw away a bar, and he had a clean 42% damage.
Oh, and he gets tagged by the low. Not sure what that grab attempt was for.
Puts himself in the corner, not quite sure. Oh no, but does get it anyway. Dangos forced to break. Now Dangos in a seriously bad situation right now.
Oh, throws the 50-50 at the end of that, catching him, letting go of block. That's going to be an air to air. How much damage?
Drops it.
Oh no, he's trying to jump out of the corner.
That's 3 jumping out attempts. Oh, wake up! Wow.
What?
Now, okay. I love it. And this is why. stosn tries to wake up jump 3 times. And 3 times he gets tagged for like 6%, 10%. Not a colossally huge amount of damage, but it's there. Instead of thinking, right, he's going to wake up block, Dangos thought, no, he's going to jump again. And this time, I'm going to read it with a jump back. And then that's going to hit him. And I'm going to get a full combo from it. So instead of blocking, stosn was ready. stosn was like, yep, I know he's going to do it. I know he's going to think I'm going to jump again, so I'm just going to do an uppercut instead.
Now.
Or I say uppercut, upshot.
This is
Jackie's version of it.
stosn's put himself in a situation where he's on the verge of a reverse 3-0. I mean, he's been 2 games down, and I think a big part of it, he's actually kept Dangos in the corner. So the first game, he was in the corner by Dangos and just getting hit over and over and over again. And the past 2 games, he's been able to really keep Dangos in the corner instead.
Oh, blocks a 50-50 again, stosn, and manages to bag himself the first meter as well.
Oh, tries to go for some sort of counter poke. Oh no, Dangos screwing up again. And once again, that's the thing, the meter burn overhead sword smash has been winning him the rounds, but now it's costing him big time.
Oh no, there's a 50-50 again. No, Dangos is going to find himself on reverse match point. stosn really looking to bring this one back so close.
Yeah, there's nothing he's doing about that situation. Nothing he can do about that one. Match point stosn. I mean, he's pulled it all the way back.
Round 2, fight.
Yep, and there's the pot. Nice run into overhead, though. Just reading that like an absolute book. Plus frames. Oh, he's going to respect it. Get tagged by the low anyway. stosn definitely not ready for that, but he is going to be ready for that low off that. Nice use of the bar. Big damage. Every single hit is going to be 42%. Oh, good block there from Dangos. That could have been everything.
Has him in the corner though. Dangos with a breaker. He can afford to take a risk here, or he's going to use it at the bar on the 50-50.
Oh no, he dropped it. Nice Addy cross up down 2, but it's not going to be enough. Still not going to be enough.
Oh, there it is. Now, it's hard to say, really. That trade, it got Dangos the round, so definitely worth the 1 bar he spent. But stosn has a breaker now.
Oh no, he's being impatient. I definitely think he's trying to go in for an overhead sword smash. Oh, and he's just walking into it. What is going on? He's walking into so many of these.
And he's blocking them. Dangos forgetting fundamental stuff and how to fight Jackie right now. Gets the sword. And stosn used his bar, so he hasn't got a breaker now. That is going to basically even things up near enough.
Oh, and there's the interruption, but Dangos has a bar. Has to watch out for that reversal.
Oh, whoa, that's so dangerous when he's got the bar, but stosn right with the reads. And
and he gets it again. Dangos just going for it every single time.
stosn has the bar, though.
Oh, no interrupt. No interrupt again.
Still has it, though, but Dangos has the bar. Has to be so careful now.
Oh!
Jesus, that was so close. Dangos, I mean, he brought it back. I mean, I don't know if I like that. I mean, obviously Dangos won, but he was getting punished for those gaps over and over and over again. And he went for the string with the gaps in it again twice at the end, and that ended up winning him the match, sure, but he kept doing what he got punished for doing.
You know what I think really cost it at the end of that set was, so stosn's in the corner. He's got the meter burn environment interaction right behind him, which would have done a big chunk of damage and would have sent Dangos at a far enough distance, more than the reversal would. He just got hit by every single one of the lows. He spent the whole set interrupting that low every time it came out. Right at the end, when I'm like, Dangos is going for the back 1-2-2, there's no way stosn's not going to interrupt that. There's no way.
And it happened again.
He didn't. Like, he didn't do it. So, it was just, he just stopped interrupting, and right at the end got tagged by 2 of the lows, and then Dangos went for the reverse. I mean, it did win him the game, but I mean, it was almost strange that he didn't actually change up his strategy. It was more the fact that I think
he kind of just stuck to it until it worked at the very end.
I think honestly, I think that set might have come down to, in my opinion, it kind of seemed like stosn just made a couple of really bad judgment calls right at the end of the set and opted not to interrupt the one thing that Dangos kept doing. It would have won him the game. It would have won him the game if he just went for that environment interaction.
I think that really comes down to the, I would say age-old problem, but I'm not quite sure if it really goes back to that far, but the whole point of you're conditioning your opponent in these games, right? You're trying to condition your opponent at all times to stop doing things that they shouldn't be doing, or things you want them to do, and vice versa. You're trying to make them do things so you can work around it. stosn seemed to be sure he'd conditioned Dangos to stop doing armor in those situations, that he'd stopped doing the 50-50s because he was punishing it enough. And at the end, by the way he was playing, it was almost like he was saying to himself, right, I've shown him he can't do that anymore, so he's going to stop doing it, and now I can do it. And then Dangos was like, no, you haven't. I'm just going to keep doing it.
There's a couple of golden rules in Mortal Kombat X, I find, competitively. We've been with this game for a long time now. Don't ever jump against Katana, ever. That's one of the golden rules. Another golden rule is, if you think Kotal Khan is ever going to stop using armor, you are very, very incorrect. Like, you will never stop a Kotal Khan player from, especially in War God, for going for that meter burn sword. They're always going to do it. You cannot condition a War God to stop going for armor because it's right there. It's fast, it's good damage, overhead, double hitting armor breaking. I mean, you can't stop that. It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
So stosn's still in the tournament. Unlike the Pro League, this top 8, this top 4 is going to be double elimination. And for those of you watching that might not be familiar with that concept, basically everyone in the tournament will start in the winner's bracket, in the upper bracket. You get 2 chances. If you lose one set, you go down to the lower bracket, or more commonly referred to in the fighting games community as the loser's bracket. If you lose again while in the lower bracket, you are out of the tournament. So, only, as far as if I've got this horrifically wrong, only one player of the top of these 4 today will be going 0 and 2 and will lose both. So obviously stosn is now in the loser's bracket, Dangos is in the winner's final. We will see Doc fight Leo very soon and see who will be the second person in the winner's final and the second person to move down into the loser's bracket. So we'll get that match to you as soon as we can, but Dangos secures himself a spot in the winner's finals, and that does make him guaranteed at least 3rd today.
Yeah, I think he's done quite well for himself. But that's going to be the benefits of having a double elimination format. I know the traditional fighting game tournament format is pretty much always double elimination, where you have the winner's bracket and the loser's bracket, or lower bracket as it can also be known as, where you just get the 2 chances, you know. And I mean, in this situation where stosn has lost to Dangos, this might not necessarily be the only chance he has to fight Dangos. That might not have been his only chance. If for example, if Dangos goes into the grand finals now, let's say just for argument's sake, Doc takes out Leo into the losers bracket to go into winners finals, and then Dangus beats Doc, right? If stosn goes all the way back up into the grand finals from the loser's side, he's going to have all of that data from the match they played previously. So he's going to know immediately, you know, Dangus does a lot of reversals. You know, he has a very sort of solid, just sort of general Kotal Khan War God. And if you're familiar with that, then maybe you can change it. Or in that situation, maybe because you now, as a competitor, know how a set has gone, you can go, okay, so he wasn't baiting things until the bitter end, so maybe now I'll start respecting things. And maybe now I'll start doing, if he thinks I'm going to go for armor, maybe I'm going to start jumping. Maybe I'm going to backdash. Maybe I'm going to try and grab him. Like, you kind of, it's data in both players' heads, especially when you get the chance to get the run back, basically.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, if you're watching your opponent as they win or as they lose, and you're thinking to yourself, right, I've got them figured out now. Do you think Dangus isn't going to realise that he won 2 games very quickly, but then almost just as quickly lost himself again? Again, he had match point in both games he lost as well to bring it back to 2-2. Do you think he's not going to quickly see and go, all right, that was close. I was doing something wrong there. And again, it really did boil down to the fact that he was getting baited, but you know, he was getting the armor, was getting blocked, he was getting punished a lot. You think he's got to look at that and go, okay, there's something I need to do a little bit differently. But just quickly, guys, while we try and get the